Good morning, guys. My name is Akbar. Welcome back to my channel. So today's is we'll give a basic introduction about DevOps. Okay, why we need DevOps and what are the multiple roles has been performed as part of DevOps. So any project who is initially starts with stakeholders. Who are these guys? Who are the stakeholders? Stakeholders are the person who are trying to drive the business. They are the investors, they are the business partners, they are suppliers, anything. He can be anything. So I just show you some images here with respect to PPT. See, stakeholders. Who are these people? They are like direct customers, users, investors, shareholders, partners, media, public authority, government, trade groups, the people who wants to drive the business, who will be happy with the outcome. Those are the people are considered as a stakeholders. So stakeholders are the key parameters. They are considered as a investors or indirect business partners. Okay, who will be happy with the business outcome. When I say business outcome, it is a financial results. Okay, these are the people who are the stakeholders, or you can call them as a clients. Why? Because these are the people who wants the business, who wants to make the business, who want to provide a service to the end users and make a business out of it. So these are the people who are at a beginning stage. So once the stakeholders are done, once the stakeholders want to expand their business, either it is a banking, either it is a retail, or it could be anything. Okay, it can be insurance, any sector. Once they decided to expand their business globally, if then who are the people coming into the picture? Business analyst. Who is this guy? Let me go and show you the picture here about the business analyst. See, these are the key people who converts the practical project requirements into the technical stuff. These are the people who talks to the stakeholders, their next level management, above management, who are the stakeholders. They'll talk to the stakeholders, convert the business requirements into a technical requirements. That's all. It's a simple business into detailed requirements, customer team, technical team. Simple. So business analyst are the team who converts the real-time business into technical requirements. Now, when this actual business is converted into the technical requirements, what is going to happen next? Who is going to involve? The next person who is going to involve is solution architect. What this guy is going to do? He's going to design the application. When I say design the application, he'll decide what is your production environment, what is your DR environment. Okay, he will decide which DC data center will be act as like a Ashburn. Ashburn is a production environment. The next is DR. What is my DR? Rocklin. So these are the locations in US. Or if you are in Hyderabad, imagine this is something in Dilshuk Nagar, and this is something apart from Telangana, some other state, like that. Different states. So Ashburn is a place for production environment. Rocklin is a place for a DR environment. Who is going to decide this? The solution architect. How he going to decide? Because he will be provided with the multiple DCs and he will decide which environment can be a production and which environment can be a DR. Okay, once this decision is done, what is the next? The next is what is a how the design is like VIP URLs. They'll consider as a load balancing URLs, then server URLs. Okay. What are those, how the load is going to distribute? Is it based on availability? Is it based on the customer who is accessing the IP from that particular location, how they route the traffic, all these things? What is a gateway, how to express route, all these things they will decide in the beginning. What is a centralized entry point for the application, from where they need to accept the request, from where they need to block the request, either the customer is authentication or not. All these things at a design level, at higher level, the solution architect guy will decide and design the application. And moreover, the naming convention also they will decide. I'll give you one example. For example, imagine the application name is VMP SIS 10. Let me explain you what is this BM stands for. BM stands for Bournemouth, which is a location in UK. Imagine my application is based out of user. By looking at a name of the application itself, I can understand, okay, this application is belongs to where? Bournemouth, which is a location in UK. And what is this P stands for? Production. Production environment. Okay. What is this SIS stands for? SIS. It's the name of the application. It can be anything. Okay. So I'm just trying to give you some naming convention here so that you can understand the design of architecture, the naming convention of architecture, the way they plan the name. By looking at a name itself, you can tell, okay, this is a application which is belongs to SIS. The name of the application, it belongs to location is a Bournemouth, and this is a production environment. If it is a non-production environment, imagine if it is a development environment, you can give D. If it is a QA, Q. If it is a UAT, U. If it is a SIT, SIS. If it is a pre-prod, PR. Pre-prod means PR, something like that. Okay. That's how they will design the application at a top level. So, okay, we have discussed about the top level stakeholders, who are the direct or indirect investors who will be happy with the business outcome. These are the people who are all the stakeholders. The next is business analyst. What these guys are going to do, they are going to convert the actual real-time business requirement into a technical requirement. Once they convert this, then the solution architect guy will come into the picture. And what this solution architect guy is going to do, he is the person who is going to design the application, he is the person who is going to take care of the naming convention of the application. He is the guy who is going to decide which DC will be going to be act as a production, which DC is going to be act as a DR. Everything end to end, this guy, solution architect guy, is going to place a really, really important role. Now, next, coming to DevOps point of view, what is this basically DevOps point of view? Here, you know everything, right? So I think most of you are more familiar with this concept of DevOps. The basically things is how the umbrella starts. These are the things that you need to understand. Who are the stakeholders? Who are the business analyst people? Who are the solution architect people? Then in the end, the DevOps guys will come into the picture. Now, let's see. DevOps guy, what the DevOps guy is going to do. What is a DevOps basically? DevOps is a process. It's a continuous stuff which is continuously changing. DevOps basically is a process of continuous integration and continuous deployment. CI plus CD. Why I am saying CI? What is the meaning of CI means? Developers will build the code. How they will build the code? Based on the requirement shared by the business analyst. Okay. Now this guy has converted a project requirement into a stories, correct? Now the stories will be converted into the technical stuff. Each and every technical stories is going to have what? Some time frame, which we consider as a sprint as part of agile methodology. Okay. Now sprint 1. How much duration it has? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I have a team of imagine 5 developers. Now for 2 weeks, these 5 developers has to work on, imagine developer 1 has to work on T1 task. Developer 2 has to work on T2 task. Okay, now like this, till here, till D5, I have the time frame decided T5. Okay. So I'm pasting here 3, 4, 3, 4. Like I have a 5 developers, and these people has an individual task to work on, and the time frame for all the 5 developers is given is what? 2 weeks, which is as per my sprint. For everyone has their own time frame. Once the work is being decided and done for the developers, once they push the code, then the operations guy will come into the picture, actual DevOps admin who will build the code, who will verify the code, who will run the test cases, and then he'll go with the approval and then go proceed with the deployment. That's how the style of work starts here. So process is like a continuous integration. Developers will build the code, verify the code. Okay, now CD. They'll deploy the code. Where these guys are gonna deploy the code? They can deploy the code either it is in PCF, which is a Pivotal Cloud Foundry. They can deploy in K8. They can deploy in EC2 instance. They can deploy in ECS, Electronic Container Services. Okay, anything. It could be deployment platform, can be anything, and multiple types of deployment strategies. Either it is a blue, green, or canary deployment, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What matters is how the flow is happening here before the role comes of DevOps into the picture. Let me have a quick walkthrough. In the beginning starts with stakeholders who are the direct, indirect investors who are really happy with the business financial outcomes. Now, these are the pictures. These are the people who are a part of a business, direct or indirect, users, investors, shareholders. Okay, next is the business analyst guy. The business analyst guy who is converting a real-time business requirements into a technical requirements with the help of stories. He is the guy who is going to assign the task for multiple teams, like a solution architect, what he has to do, what design he has to do. Can you please come up with a backup strategy? What are the DCs you're going to use? What is your backup plan? What kind of authentication authorizations have been planned so far? All these things. And then he'll talk to developers in terms of application. Can you please build my application? This is the time frame. This is your team size. And they'll come to DevOps guy and ask them to talk about, I need this application to be deployed or go live in this particular time frame of 3 months. How you design, how you plan, how you do the deployments in your lower environment, take a decision on your own. That's how the business analyst will handle it. For every 2 weeks, there is something session called a sprint planning. In the sprint planning, they will not, business analyst guy will not decide the time frame. They'll ask the person who is performing the role to decide the time. And these guys who are the developers and who are the operations guy, they will decide the timeline in the sprint planning, and the mutual agreement will be there. This gonna deliver in this particular sprint. And with that discussion, he concludes with the lower level people, and the same information he will pass it on from business analyst to stakeholders. That's how these guys are gonna play a critical role. Next, coming to solution architect, this guy is gonna design the application, the naming convention of applications. Let me open my notepad. When I say naming convention, the name is like I've given you a sample example, BMPSI stand, which is the Bournemouth location in India. P stands for environment, which is the production. SI stands for application. And these are the guys who are going to, which DC data centers are going to act as a primary, which is a production, and DR. So each and every application has their own DRs, either it is active setup, either it is active passive setup, is it a shared library system, whatever it is, that's a decision of solution architect. What the developers are going to do, still the developers are going to build the code and hand it over to the operations guy. And the operations guy, what they'll do, they'll try to deploy. Before deploy, they'll check the quality of the code, they'll build the code, they'll run the test cases, and then the CD will start. So this process is continuous, and this is a little bit a basic introduction to DevOps from the top level to bottom level. So please support and encourage my videos. I'll provide you more and more quality videos for you guys to understand the real corporate world. Thank you very much. Click on like and subscribe my channel to get more quality videos. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching.